it was kind of funny thinking about it. You know, this kid probably is telling his parents like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I asked. It's like, you're what?
yeah, how's your teammate that you're rooming with?
Right.
Oh yeah, he's 31.
Yeah,
He's
a
answering
riot.
work emails.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an insurance
Yeah,
guy. He's
yeah,
31.
exactly.
And, but it's kicking.
Yeah.
Well, joining us today at the table is Blake Allison from Gallagher Insurance, and more importantly, the recently recruited fifth-year kicker at Millikin.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We would talk insurance, but we want to talk football.
We can pass on that. Yeah.
So I went to school with his mom, and then his dad and I became good friends as well. And I was looking at Facebook, and I know I'm following Blake Allison on Facebook, but I see he's out there kicking for Millikin. I'm like, well, that's got to be one of his siblings, that's in college. There's no way that kid kicked at Quincy. And so you got to tell us the story. How in the hell did you end up at Millikin kicking at 31 years old, which I think is a great story.
Yeah, it was kind of a blur. It really started, I had a few different friends send me a text that was a screenshot of a tweet from Coach Reebok. That's, hey, we need a kicker. Apparently they didn't have one for whatever reason.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just mull on it for a couple days, joke about it, be like, man, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be hilarious?
Yeah. And the Coach Reebok is first year, right?
Yeah, first year coach, and he's a Decatur guy, went to St. Teresa, played football at Quincy University as well. So I kind of knew him a little bit.
Sure.
So I was at Southside Country Club one night with Eric Lee, who does a lot of sports and knows everyone in Decatur. Sure. And I'm sitting there, after a beer or two, and I'm like, you should text Reebok and let him know, like, I'm interested. I redshirted 1 year at Quincy. Why not?
Yeah.
That's usually whenever I do things in life, it's why not?
Right.
And next thing I know,
and a couple beers. I mean, you
that
get really
helps a lot.
That
creative.
involved.
You get really creative, right? I love
so
it.
the next day, I get in touch with Reebok. He gives me a call and he's like, hey, we had a kicker tear his ACL, another one tore his labrum in his leg, and the other kicker we were getting from Australia had visa issues or some crazy issue. And I'm like, all right. He's like, you know what? We'll look into the compliance, see if you're able to, because, going from Division II to D3, and I hadn't kicked a football in 10 years.
Yeah.
My last game was at Missouri S&T in November of 2015. So it's been a while.
I love it.
And, so about a week goes by and, I'm in touch with him and then he finally calls me and it's like, hey, we looked into it. We think as long as you're taking 12 credit hours, and enrolled full time, you could play football for us. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. I'm in. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I love it. This is awesome.
During that whole week, I'm talking to a few buddies and they're like, oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And people are like, you're crazy, but it would be funny. And I'm like, well, let's see how I can do. So back up a little bit. Whenever I talked to Coach Reebok that first time, I was like, all right, I want to make sure I can do this. So got in touch with Britt Miller and Eric Lee, who coach for St. Teresa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, can I just go out there after practice one day and see if I can do it? If I'm making a rash decision like playing football at 31,
right.
let's see if I can still put the ball through the upright.
Had you kicked it all since college?
No.
Wow.
Last time I kicked football was the last PAT I ever kicked or kickoff.
Yeah.
And
10 years earlier.
10 years ago.
So was it like riding a bike, or is there? I mean, obviously, it seems there's a skill set that you probably repetitive.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You don't have the same strength or flexibility anymore.
Sure. Makes sense.
Especially, I hadn't worked out forever. I did a marathon a couple of years ago, but that's not the same as kicking a ball. So I went out and, I expected to not really do it in front of anyone after practice. And next thing I know, I stretched for maybe a minute. And
Long stretching session.
Yeah.
Very long stretching session. Britt Miller goes, all right, Blake, get over here. I'm like, okay. all the kids start lining up behind me. I'm like, oh God. He goes, all right, guys, this is Blake Allison. He kicked here. He graduated in 2012. He went to Quincy, was a kicker there, and he might be Millikin's next kicker. I'm like, oh God. He's like, all right, for every kick Blake misses, these kids are going to have to run. I'm like, oh Lord. So go up, hit the first one. I'm like, all right. And it wasn't pretty, but went through. Hit the second one. I'm like, all right, cool. Backs me up about 5-10 yards. I'm like, make it. And then these kids are going crazy.
Oh,
you know,
I bet they
don't want to run.
Right.
And there's a freshman that I played in a golf scramble with. He's like, oh, he's my golf partner. And like, these kids are going crazy. I think fourth one, barely make. Then the fifth one it was maybe a 30-something yarder, if that. But it was end over end. I'm like, okay, wow.
We got this.
I got it.
I might be, this might be something.
Yeah.
And it gave me just enough, like, you know, hope to be like, maybe this idea isn't that crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of how it really ignited the kind of, all right, this isn't more than just a dumb joke.
Right.
You know, it was kind of, and since then it's been fun. It's probably been 6 weeks, if that.
Okay.
I've been back at it.
So what's it like being around the program and being in the locker room? Like, that's the kind of stuff I've
Right?
missed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
you know, being 56 years old. Like, I was wondering what the locker room's like anymore.
The locker, I mean, it's very similar to how it used to be. You know, the kids are great. You know, it's a really good group of guys, good group of coaches. You know, Reebok has a great thing going there at Millikin.
Yeah.
You know, they had some tough years, but, you know, already start off to 2 wins. You know, it's 2 more than they had in the last 2 seasons.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
The kids definitely have bought in. But just being part of a team anymore, because, you know, when do we get to be a part of a team? You know, you can call work a team, but like a sports environment, unless you're doing a 2-man, you know, golf thing, you know, that's the only thing you can do.
Right.
So it's been really fun, you know, being a part of that, celebrating with the kids. I call them kids because they're
Right.
You know,
Well, yeah, they are, because they are. That's why.
I think.
So do they have a nickname
do
for
they
you?
call you Dad or
That's all I'm
anything?
sitting there
Yeah,
thinking about. Like, what do they call you?
I've been called Unk a few times and Gramps.
Gramps,
Grams.
And yeah, mostly, you know, the kids call me Blake, but
Yeah.
it's funny because
Mr. Allison.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
yeah, and it's like every time you know, it's hard, it's weird calling the other coaches coach because some of them are younger than I am.
Right.
And, you know, even Coach Reebok, you know, I'll call Billy most of the time because, you know, he's 10 years older than me. I know him through buddies of mine, mutual friends that went to St. Teresa.
Yeah. So, like, I always feared my coaches, so there's probably no fear factor with you.
Oh,
and
there's
Billy.
still fear.
Is there
Yeah,
still?
like
Okay.
missing a kick or, you know, screwing
Just
up.
inherent with football,
It's
right?
inherent,
You're just,
yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's the thing that, like, a lot of that stuff comes back and it's like, oh, man. Because I remember my coaches at Quincy, I'm still close with a lot of them, but the head coach, man, he scared me because anything I'd mess up, he was just on me.
On it, yeah.
And
What's it like being on the college campus again? Going to class and are you
all
sitting
classes are online, thank God.
Are they? Okay.
Oh,
All
man.
right.
Yeah.
And you're doing 12. You have to have 12 hours
12
to be
credit
eligible,
hours,
correct?
so it's like 2 or 4 separate accelerated courses.
Okay.
So 8 weeks each, 2 at a time. Yeah, so Sunday nights I'm doing homework and
love it.
quizzes and occasionally halfway through I'm like, what?
And
Well,
looking
yeah.
at the scouting report for Saturday's upcoming game.
It's
Exactly.
yeah, you know, you got red zone on in one and doing homework on the other screen. I
love it.
Golly. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 31, but I've been enjoying it.
You have a couple years of eligibility left,
do.
don't you?
I do.
They could
I don't know
use-
that
I
I
heard
could-
they needed an
Yeah.
outside linebacker.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get down the field without pulling a hamstring.
We're gonna
though,
relive
that's for
those
sure.
86 St. Teresa days.
Yes, that would be a riot and a ton of fun.
So how sore is your body compared to 10 years ago?
It's like 10 years ago, you know, I never took advantage of the cold tubs or, you know, a training room occasionally.
Sure.
Because you just bounce right back.
Yep.
But now I'm in there. I feel like I'm there every day after work.
I love it.
Go there for an ice bath. Go in for getting stretched out. I mean, it's
Yeah.
heck. I mean, 2 days after a game, I'm still sore.
Yeah.
And it's Yeah, especially just the motion of kicking. It's so
it's not a motion that you're repeating every day.
Oh God, no!
Right.
Yeah,
For the
it's
last 10
unique.
years.
So this obviously a very compelling story, I think. And any NIL money flowing your way?
So
Right? I mean,
So you would think
you
a
would
lot
think,
of it.
yeah.
At 31, they'd be lined up.
yeah.
So it was funny. One of my good friends, Susie Rotz, works for J3 in Decatur, who's the local franchisee for Jimmy John's. And immediately she goes, "Oh, we're before I even signed up for classes, she's like, we're going to get you an NIL."
Oh, I love it.
So she came up with a comeback combo that you can get in Decatur,
that
and
is great.
I get half off my Jimmy John's, which I've been using.
I bet.
That fueled by Jimmy John's. I got my wristband.
I love it. That's awesome. The comeback.
But it's been fun. Haven't gotten the other NILs yet, but Jimmy John's, just to say I have an NIL deal is wild enough.
Like just good stories, anything you're just like, man, you know, I don't know, something that we wouldn't even think about, that, being on a football team at 31 or being on campus. Well, not on campus, I guess, if you're doing online.
It's it's just crazy.
I mean, have you you ride on the bus and all that?
That was the funniest part. We've taken 2 away trips so far, and the first one was an overnighter up in Iowa, close to South Dakota, and we leave at Friday morning at like 9 o'clock. So on the bus, everyone's, listening to music, having a good time, and I'm sitting there on my work laptop answering customer emails.
Right.
Yeah,
I love it.
so you're still working, obviously.
Still working, it's, and luckily the coaches have been great about my work schedule. They understand,
Right.
They don't really need the kicker there. Luckily there's another kicker as well, who's a freshman. But man, the work aspect of it is, it's kind of funny. Luckily, Gallagher's been great about it. And, a lot of my coworkers are in on the fun with it. They're like, "Oh, saw your game," or, "saw your stats."
Yeah.
And I didn't think this would be happening.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, last thing you predicted in
A month ago,
1st of August, right?
Yeah. Well, I know there's no underage drinking on campuses
No,
around.
never.
So have you been invited to any college parties?
I've been invited. I don't need to divulge if I
understand.
partook. But yeah, and I think the kids, like any good football team, they'll celebrate their wins.
Yeah.
And
it's like Rodney Dangerfield in what movie was that that he was in? We went back to school with his son. I forget the name. It was funny though. Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah.
There's a little Van Wilder in it.
Yeah.
It's been a lot, but it's been so much fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've had a blast.
Did you still have your cleats from the Quincy days, or?
I don't know what I did with those. I think my brother gave them away to a buddy who needed them, but luckily I had a pair of soccer shoes that I used for a Sunday night league I bought 8 years ago.
Okay, cool.
Just sitting in the house, I'm like, thank God I didn't get rid of them.
Yeah. Are most fields turf today?
Yeah, I think
Great question.
pretty much every field is turf.
Is that right?
Which is probably
especially
a
at
little
these
easier to
levels.
kick off, or kick from than grass.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because back when I was still at Quincy, there were a few fields that were still natural.
Yeah.
Because I had a game in St. Joseph's in Rensselaer, Indiana. The school's now no longer there. Sure. But it was a rainy day, and it was a turf field or a mud field.
Mud
Mud
field.
is a good way to put it. And I remember having to kick a go-ahead field goal with we had like 2 minutes left.
Sure.
And thank God it was like a 24-yard or not, should be a chip shot.
Yeah.
But thank God the ground stood up for me, because I was so worried, I'd pull a peanuts and slide right through it. But it's the turf fields are definitely nicer. Yeah. I know they have their advantages and disadvantages.
Sure.
And
but for a kicker, they have to be.
You want uniformity. You want every snap to be the same, every hold. You don't want, you don't even want to take your steps slightly wrong.
Yeah.
We're all superstitious.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, all the kickers are weird. You have to be weird to come back to college at 31 to kick football.
I wasn't going to say it out loud, but I've been thinking.
And I don't know what him playing at Miami. I mean, our kickers and punters were a little off. I mean, our punters were really off. You know what I mean? But they were fun to be around at the parties after if we had a win. They were the guys you wanted to hang with by the keg. You know?
I love it.
What were they like in Miami? Were they?
Similar,
different,
just a different breed. The specialists are always a different breed for sure.
There's a screw loose in all of us specialists.
Yeah. Lance Ortega and Billy Stein. I'll never forget those guys.
Speaking of specialists, I'm curious: are your long snapper and whoever's the holder? Do they play other positions as well?
So that is funny. They do.
Yeah.
Back even at Quincy, we had. I had one dedicated long snapper who played in games with, but then the other years it was a backup quarterback for the holder, and then fullback as a long snapper.
Yeah.
And then even here at Millikin, it's kind of funny. The short snapper that we have on field goals, he's a cornerback.
Okay.
A corner?
Cornerback.
How about that?
So you wouldn't even anticipate that.
For his high school team.
And then the best part about our holder is Joe Brummer. He's a St. Teresa kid. He was their quarterback when they won state a few years ago.
Okay.
And, I've known the kid because I used to call games on the radio for St. Teresa. I called his basketball games, his football games.
And now he's holding for you.
Now he's holding for me.
That's
I think
cool.
his dad even said it best. He's like, who would have thought that Joe would be holding for Blake Allison?
That's pretty cool.
In 2025.
Yeah. Okay, in the event that there is a blocked kick and the ball is rolling by you or somebody picks it up, do you have to tackle? I mean, have you tackled anybody yet or had to hit anybody?
So, we had a blocked kick that unfortunately we won the game, but unfortunately it got ran back for 2 points. And
did you have to?
I ran for a little bit and on the sideline, a few buddies on the team were like, man, I was so happy that no one just blindsided you because...
Yeah, that's a recipe for it. Chasing the guy with that ball.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I remember having to make a few tackles and, the first stint at college, and that was never pretty. Oh, my God. That was so bad.
Do you have people coming out to watch you, though?
Yeah, we had
your local buddies from Southside.
We had a ton of people at the first game. And
that's fun.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I could see this being the kind of thing where there's like a group
I'd be
of
out
people
there,
that grows from week to week to week. We got to go see the 31-year-old guy kicking for us.
A lot of my friends, they had never been to a Millikin game.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're in their 40s or 30s and lived in Decatur their entire lives.
Sure.
Yeah.
Some never even went when they were a student.
Yeah. I love it.
So luckily, for the program, hopefully it brings some more fans. I try not to detract from, I don't want it to all be, it's funny, kind of a joke, but at the same point, I want to go out there and win.
Absolutely.
I hate missing kicks.
Right.
There's still that competitive edge.
Yeah.
And but there's a lot more fans and random people like. So I was on the Decatur Library Board for a little bit. The Decatur librarian, I see him at Kroger the other day. He's like, "Oh man, you looked tough at that game. After you missed, got that kick blocked. You looked just kind of out of it and down on yourself." I'm like, I was.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I love it.
I wouldn't anticipated him to be at the games, but people are kind of invested in it.
Oh, I bet
it is cool.
Yeah. It's a great story.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
It is. So talk a little bit about your golf tournament that you host, because I think this it has some merit. Because it is a fundraising activity outside of being a ton of fun, right?
Oh, it's fun is an understatement, and it's probably what I stress about most in life every summer. So it's been going on for 6 years now. It started, so I guess back up 7 years ago. I got a bunch of buddies together and we did Beer Olympics, and I called it Blake-a-palooza. It's a fun name and whatever. So we had fun with that. I'm like, you know what? Let's do this again, but golf outing.
Yeah.
So I got 20 total people together, 10 teams of 2, scramble, 2-man scramble at Red Tail, and they weren't happy with this, but we did it where every beer you drank or shot you took was -1 of your score. You know, I was 24 at the time, 25.
Sounds like somebody 24 or 25.
Yep. So the first year winners were, you know, they shot in the 40s.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
there was a lot of beer drank that day. So, you know, reputation
-30, -30.
Exactly.
And it's a twosome, not a foursome.
Why have we not played in this?
Yeah.
It was a lot. And so after that, I'm like, man, that was fun, but I don't think I can do that again. And luckily, I was a member at Southside. So I said, you know, asked Southside, I'm like, hey, can I have my own golf outing?
Yeah.
You know, we'll do it in the same format as last year, but we're not going to do the drinking as heavily. Yeah. So 78 people signed up, and I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is bigger than – and Nick Towdy at the time was our pro, and he was like, I didn't think you'd get this many people.
Yeah.
So he actually won, him and Eric Lee, and, you know, we raised $4,000 or so for one of the local charities, because whoever wins gets to all the proceeds go to the charity of their choice.
Okay,
gotcha.
That's cool.
It was Stone Thrown Forward, which is Dale Coley's for high school athletes who have heart issues.
Okay, yeah.
So that was the first year. So next year I do it again. It was 120 people.
Wow.
And then I was like, you know what? Instead of having a party at back of someone's house at Southside, let's rent out the whole place.
Yeah.
So I had Imagine That band.
Oh yeah.
They played.
Wow.
It just
Rocked it.
was a blast. Raised another $5,000 or $6,000 or so.
Sure.
Like, this is all right.
Yeah.
Year after that, 140 people.
Wow.
And
That's
then
unbelievable.
the last couple of years, it's been about 180 or so, morning tea times, afternoon, and
So it's a full day event.
Still same format.
Same
two
format.
2 guys on a team. Yeah,
That's
cool.
fun. That's
and
pretty cool.
we'll do, you know, the first couple of years I did band, and so change it up. The year after, I like to surprise people with something silly. So I had a mariachi band on number 11 at Southside. They played out there for about 4 or 5 hours. They drove up from East St. Louis.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that
No,
one.
he's creative. It's very creative.
Yeah, I
At
had
least
a
the pictures that I see.
Oh God, yeah, I had a mermaid. I don't think she was too happy with her. How people they were kind of scared of her in the pool. But she did a good job, I think.
Whatever her job a mermaid's doing.
I don't really know, but she was a mermaid.
Yeah.
She got carted in by she had a handler.
Wasn't Daryl Hannah. She was an original mermaid. I don't know. Yeah,
I do remember that.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so it's just been there's always something dumb that I try to do, but you know it's fun raising. You know, I think we raised over 25,000.
That's awesome.
You know, try to do something for the community. It's fun. You know,
Yeah.
Been fortunate to be on a few boards and give back that way, but you know, it's most importantly it's a fun party.
Yeah.
You know, people love it. They look forward to it every year. But it's just fun.
Yeah,
you know,
that's great.
I like to do stuff in life that's fun.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like being bored.
Right.
You know, I kind of, you know, create the party.
Yeah. So you get this side from your mom, Jane, or your dad, Steve?
So
Or
a little bit of
both?
both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the outgoingness more from Steve,
yep,
and
yep.
then you know, the out of the box ideas and you know, non-PC-ness would be Jane.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, you know her well.
Yeah, very much so. Politically correctness does not jump out
fly
at me.
there.
No, God no. She's fun though.
She's great though.
They're
She's a
both
ton
great
of
parents.
fun. No, absolutely. That's great. Well, then talk a little bit about Gallagher and what you're doing for them. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously a great company, and
Yes.
we were talking earlier. You said there's quite a few St. Teresa people maybe that
yeah.
are working there.
Yeah,
and-
there's a lot of
Yeah, because I remembered as Binky.
Yes.
You know, when, you know, we're in the insurance restoration side of the business. And so when I was, you know, early in my career, you know, Chris Binky built a heck of a business over there. And back then it was like Andrew Miller, Mr. Peters, or
Oh, yeah.
Is he still there?
Carrie's still
Peters?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two of his sons are there.
Yeah.
Michael and David.
Yep.
As well
Awesome.
as Andrew's brother Ted's still there.
Oh, he is. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. Great
So
company.
it's a great company. You know, I work throughout the state of Illinois, dealing with construction contractors, doing surety bonds.
Okay, sure.
So I go anywhere from, you know, Quincy to Davenport, Iowa to Rockford to Peoria,
Yep.
you know, helping with clients that need surety bonds.
Okay.
That's been been with Gallagher for a little over 3 years now, and they've been great to work with and great to work for.
That's awesome.
It's been a blast.
Yeah, very good. I love it.
Yeah, it's been something else, but fun.
Hey, you probably build your Gallagher business on this kicking thing
for
too.
sure. Right? Absolutely.
I've had a few
love it.
clients that they kind of talked me into doing the kicking thing.
Is that
I was
right?
meeting with one of my bigger clients, and I was joking with them. I'm like, yeah, I've been in talks with Millikin about kicking again. And they were like, oh, you have to do it.
Absolutely.
So
It's got a little Savannah Banana feel to it too.
Yes,
you know
it
what I mean?
does. It actually does.
You know what I mean?
yes.
Think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
pretty
should
cool.
ride this train as
Yeah.
long as
I
you
would
can.
agree.
I got about 7 more weeks of games at this point. So
When
it'll
you
be-
traveled and had the overnight, did they give you your own room, or did you have to room with somebody?
No, I roomed with someone else, and it was kind of funny thinking about it. This kid probably was telling his parents like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I asked. It's like, you're what?
yeah, how's your teammate that you're rooming with?
Right.
Oh yeah, he's 31.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's answering
riot.
work emails.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an insurance
Yeah,
guy. He's
yeah,
31.
exactly.
And, but it's kicking.
Yeah.
It's been funny.
That's pretty cool.
A few of the kids have actually, asked me for job tips.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, "What do you think about this company? I might do an internship for him, or hey, do you know any companies for this job fair?"
Yeah.
So it's been hilarious.
That's
like,
pretty cool.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'd stay away from them, but they're a great company. They're good people. So it's.
Well, I'll be interested to hear what he has to say when we ask him the question, because he's lived a very interesting life in a very short amount of
Yeah,
time.
in 31 years.
31
right?
years, yeah.
We might have to put a different spin on it.
Yeah, I would say
Like,
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last 10 years, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Yeah, it's been.
I love it. Or like as a guy who's coming back 10 years later to kick.
Yeah.
For the next guy who decides to do that, what advice might you
Yeah,
give
there
him?
you go. There you go. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, we always ask folks, we're like, hey, all your your life and all the years of experience, if you could go back and tell yourself, your younger self, or give your younger self a piece of advice, what might it be?
Yeah, what would it be?
I would say just have fun. When it surprisingly, growing up, I was super anxious. I had the worst anxiety. I played soccer for St. Teresa way back in the day, and I'd throw up before every game.
Really?
I was that nervous because I cared so much about it.
Sure.
For whatever reason, soccer in my life was the biggest thing,
Yeah.
up until, senior year or so, when I finally grew out of it a little bit. And I think just have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy everything. Don't take everything so seriously.
Yep.
You can't be serious about everything in
Right.
life. And
I agree.
you got to be serious enough, but there's times
Right.
to be able to have fun, enjoy yourself. I was me compared to, let's call it 15 years ago, 11 years ago, even whenever I was at Quincy, it's night and day.
Yeah.
Between enjoying yourself and
Yeah.
it's been, I think that's kind of the one thing I like to just have fun with it.
Yeah. I like it.
Everyone asks me why I'm doing this, and I tell them why not.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't have any kids. I'm single.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
I have free time.
Yeah.
Let's go play football.
Hey, yeah.
We probably need to call ESPN. You
Yeah.
never know.
Oh, I think that would be awesome to do a spot on you.
You never
Yeah.
know.
How's
Oh,
the
man.
spirit wear? Like, do you have some good Millikin gear that, like, more so than when you played at Quincy, or is it about the same?
Pretty much about the same.
Okay. Gotcha, yeah.
Some of it's a little nicer. But yeah, no, I really don't have a lot of Millikin
Yeah.
stuff. I got a couple T-shirts, some shorts, travel suit.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I love it.
How's the what's different with the football uniform today than 10 years ago?
Man, I'm guessing it's not because of the uniform, but they're a lot tighter now.
Yeah.
But I went on to, it was crazy. I wear an undershirt, like a little half sleeve that I've kept holding on to since, I've owned it for 13 years now.
Yeah.
Don't know why I never threw it out.
Yeah.
It's just always been in that drawer. It's made it through like 3 different housing changes. And I put it on, I look in the mirror, I'm like, ooh, those love handles are. I mean,
This shirt wasn't made for those.
no, the shirt wasn't made for those. The jersey, it feels a little tighter. The pants,
Yep.
it's
That's pretty cool.
But I think that's more so the lifestyle of the last 10 years. Not a lot of physical activity, besides, on the golf course, and that's not even walking.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I've noticed. But the football is pretty much the same. The kids are competitive. It's a lot of the similar personalities,
Sure.
whether you see it in the D linemen, the cornerbacks compared to the receivers and quarterbacks. So it's fun having the outsider perspective on this new locker room because I've done it. I've done it before.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
And you kind of see the similarities, and it's fun to see how the coaches coach and know, good, bad, and different, how they're doing it compared to how someone used to do it that I know. And so it's been a blast.
Yeah, it's got to be a whole. I didn't think about that, but it has to be a whole different perspective on coaches.
Yeah.
Compared to what it was when you were 18, 19, 20 years old playing at Quincy.
And what's funny about it, whenever I was at Quincy, some of those coaches were only 4, 5, 6 years older than you. The graduate assistants or the assistant coaches. And back when you're playing, I'm sure when you were at Miami, it's the same way. It's you don't realize how young those coaches are.
Right. Yeah.
And then now it's like, I'm older than half the
you're
coaching
older
staff.
than those guys.
It's and
that's great. Well, you are an inspiration to every 30-year-old football player that still has eligibility. So hopefully this thing goes viral, and you got guys like you all over the country.
And will you go back and find out if they need an outside linebacker? He's just for one game because I know somebody.
Would that be you?
No, my eligibility's gone.
That could get some fans out in Decatur if Brad showed up.
I'm sore in places that from just doing nothing.
Right.
Man, this has been a pleasure, though.
No, I
And
appreciate
really cool.
you guys.
In fact, we'll be following you, and don't be surprised if you hear us in the corner of the end zone and hollering and calling your name out, right? That would be like us.
Yes, it would be like us, for sure.
I'd join you
pretty
after
cool
the game.
story.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Thanks for your
guys.
time. Yep, you bet.